Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how to get a Turkish visa if you are a Nigerian or someone from any of the exempted countries that lives in the UK that doesn't have an indefinite leave or a British passport yet. So recently I went to Turkey with my family, and although my husband and my children, they are all British, I had to get a visa, and it was a really rigorous process there because there was not a lot of information on the internet, and I had to go through a lot to be able to get the visa. So I've decided to make this video due to a lot of people that have requested for it through my Instagram, and also to help anyone that might be thinking of going to Turkey, so that you don't make the same mistakes I made, and to also help you go through the whole thing easier. And so what I'm just going to do is talk about all the things that you need. So I'm just going to go straight to the point. I don't want to dabble. I'm going to make another video where I will talk about the whole travel process and everything we did, and give advice generally on the hotels you should go to, the experiences you should have, and things like that. But now for this video, I'm only talking about what you need to do when it comes to applying for the visa. So the first thing you need to do is okay, I just need to say this quickly. We Nigerians, we used to be able to do the online 24 hours visa application, but I don't know what we did to them. I don't know, someone just decided to, they just woke up one day and decided that, you know what, we hate Nigerians, we are going to make them go through the other process. So they removed us from those people that can apply online and get like a visa in 24 hours. So now we have to go through the long process of going through their consular office, and it's not actually their consular office. So what they've done is they've given out a contract to a company or maybe an individual to issue out these visas. So it's not exactly, so you don't exactly go to the Turkish embassy, you go to like this office. It's in Almaty, and it's called Voya Visa or Voya Visa, whatever. And this is where you do your visa application, and this is where you collect your visa as well when it is ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just Google the address of this company. It's in London. I don't know if they have any other one outside London, but I would assume that this is the only one they have in the whole of the UK. So if you need to do your visa, this is where you need to come to, irrespective of where you are in the UK. So it's called Voya Visa. So I'm just going to Google the address. So it's in London, and the address is 110 Kingsland Road, London, and the postcode is E2 8DP. So there's no parking. So if you are planning to drive, just think of where you're going to park, because it's right on the main road. It's beside the Sainsbury's. So I think the best bet is for you to go on the train, because there's a train station that is really close by that you can just walk down from. So if you are planning to drive, please just avoid that idea, especially because you don't know how long you're going to be there for. So it doesn't just make any sense to drive down. So that's the address of the office, and it's right beside the Sainsbury's, like I said. So what you do at first is ensure that, you know, I don't know, you're going to probably take time off work and all those things. So you have to plan it very well so that everything works out perfectly. So the thing with Turkish visa is that you have to apply a month before your actual travel date. So if you are going, what's today's date? It's 6th of June. So if you are planning to go to Turkey, like maybe if you're planning to go to Turkey and you want to go and apply today, your travel date should be at least the 6th of next month, or anytime after that, because it takes, on their website they say it takes at least 4 weeks for them to get back to you, and you don't want to put yourself in a rush. So it's really important to make sure that you have enough time. I made that mistake. I applied for the visa like 3 weeks before my travel date, and it was a lot of headache waiting for them to get back to me, because when I went for the application, when I went to their office for the visa application, they told me that it would be a very slim chance for my visa to come out. and it was a lot of headache, like refreshing my email every day. It came out eventually on a Friday, and we're meant to travel on a Monday, and I had to get my husband to go and collect it for me. Yeah, and I should also point out that you can get someone to collect the visa for you if you're not going to be able to show up to collect it. What you just need to do is send them an email, the email confirmation that they've sent to you that your visa is ready, and you send them the details of the person as well, so that they know who is coming to collect your visa and your passport as well, because they'll be collecting your passport when you do the visa application. So once you settled out your travel date, so the first thing you need to do is go on their website, that's Voya Visa. Go on their website and try to book an appointment. So, and I think this would also affect your dates, because you probably won't get a date that will work for you. And like I said, you have to give a month at least before your travel date for when you are going to the embassy. So depending on where you find an appointment, so I'm not sure, because when I did mine, they didn't really have appointment like that. So you need to check first that they have appointments and book the appointment. So once you book the appointment and you have your date, you have a confirmed date that you're going to go to their office for the visa application for, then the next thing you can now do is book your travel date. So make sure your travel date is a month away from the day you are going to go to their office. I should also point out that you don't have to book this appointment if you don't want to go through this stress of opening an account and putting a password and all those things, and you can just show up to their office and do the visa application. That was what I did, because I wasn't even aware of this website. I had to call the Turkish embassy, which it took a long time for me to get someone to speak to. I was on the phone for like 2 hours. So before they now told me that, oh, we don't deal with it, it's a company called Voya Visa, that's where you go to. So what you need to do, if you don't want to go through all this stress, you can just go straight to their office. And again, make sure that day is like a month away from when you plan to travel. And before you go to their office, you have to have some things that you've done already before you go. So when you get there, they are going to charge you an extra £100 on top of their normal price. So they call it a VIP appointment, which means that you just walked in and they attended to you. So that one you didn't have, you won't have had to like do the online thing. But in order to save money, £100 is like a lot, I would assume. In order to save money, the best thing for you is to get an appointment through the online system. But if you don't want to go through that stress, you can just walk into their embassy and they will give you the visa, as long as you have all your documents complete with you. So now that we've talked about the VIP visa and the online VIP appointment and the online appointment, so the next thing to talk about is the documents that you need to take with you to the embassy. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Okay, I think I found it here because I sent it to my laptop. So the first thing you need to take with you to their office, if you are going for the VIP appointment where you just show up without any appointment, or if you are going for an appointment that they've given you through the online portal. So for the VIP appointment, I would advise that you show up early. Don't go like in the afternoon. Go like as early as you possibly can, so that they will attend to you and you'll be out of there on time. So the first thing you need to do, you need to take with you when you are going, irrespective of which appointments you choose. The first thing you need to do is get your passport document, your passport, which is your Nigerian passport, and make sure that it is valid for 6 months beyond the date you leave Turkey. So if you are going to Turkey for today, for example, your passport has to be valid till June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So your passport has to be valid to at least November, December before they can like accept it from you. So make sure you check that. So in case your passport is about to expire, you can just wait for it to get another one before you go through all the visa process. So the next thing you need to get is a recent photograph, which is a passport photograph. I didn't know this, so I had to look for somewhere around there to go and take passport. So to avoid going through all that stress of going to go and look for where to take passport photograph, the best thing for you to do is just take one. Because you just one, and you can take it in any of those machines that you find on the roadside. You just need one just one. And they said it has to be a recent one, and it has to be a standard passport size, undamaged, clear, and a white background. So the next thing you need after that is a proof of income. So they need your last 2 months pay slip. And if you are self-employed, those are people that do their taxes themselves, you need to get an accountant letter that would like sort of cover how much you make and how often you make or whatever. And also, this won't apply to anybody that as in, like, well, maybe I think some people have Nigerian passport and they still have recourse to public fund, depending on how their circumstances when they got their visa or their resident permit. So if you're not working and you have universal credit, student finance, pensions, allowances, you have to take proof of that as well. So if you feel that you are not able to sponsor yourself, what you need to do is get a sponsor. You can get someone to sponsor you. So it has to be a family member. So you need to get a letter from that person confirming that they are going to be the ones to cover your entire travel expenses, from tickets and everything. So, and this family, it can only be a spouse, a parent, your child, or your sibling. No other person can be a sponsor. It's stated clearly on this document. I actually picked this document from the office, the visa application office, because I wanted to use it to, like, in case of next time, and to help anybody that is trying to go through this process as well. So you also need the ID, something to identify the person that is sponsoring, maybe their passport or their driver's license or whatever. Then a bank statement and the income of the person sponsoring you for the last 2 months. If they are self-employed, of course, a letter from their accountant as well. So your balance when you go to the embassy, you have to have at least £400 in your account for up to, if you are going to be spending up to 10 days in Turkey. And for more than 10 days, you have to calculate £40 per day. So if you are spending 10 days, if you are spending up to 10 days, you need to have proof that you have £400 in your account. You have to have £400 in your account. But any day beyond that, if it's maybe like 13 days, then you now take 3 days and multiply it by £40. And that's 3 times 4, 12. So that's £120 added to the £400. So that's £520. So that is how it goes on. You calculate the number of extra days you're spending on top of the 10 days and multiply it by 40. And that is the amount you have to have in your account. And you also have to bring your statement of account as well. And it has to show your full name. Of course, if it's your statement of account, or if it's your sponsor's statement of account, it would have their full name, their home address, and the date and the end of the balance. So another thing which I feel is really weird is that you have to have your flight already booked. So what I would say is that if you are going through the online portal, as soon as you find the day that you are going to go to the embassy, as soon as you've booked that appointment, and you know that it is a month away from when you plan to travel, that is when you should book your flight. So that way you have enough time to book, and you also be able to get like cheap tickets depending on what website you used. I used Google Flights, and it brought all the different like booking websites, and I was able to go for the cheapest one and for the timing and everything. So you need to book your flight before you go to the embassy, because you'll be taking the proof that you've booked your flight, return flight, because I think they just want to make sure that you are going to come back to the UK when you travel. So you need to take proof of your flight booking. Also, travel insurance. So even if you have an insurance, like me now, I had an insurance from work. I had travel insurance from work. My husband also had one that covers me as well, but they said no, you have to pay for our own, and that cost is already included in the visa application fee. So whether you have travel insurance previously or not, you still have to pay for their own insurance anyway. And the last thing is your hotel booking. So you need to have a printout of your hotel booking and take it with you to the embassy, to the visa office. It's not the embassy actually. You need to take it with you. So the hotel booking will show the day that you're in, the day that you are arriving and the day that you're leaving. So you necessarily don't have to pay for that hotel booking yet, because with Booking you have that chances with a lot of these websites that you can use, like Booking and Last Minute and Agoda. I used Booking and Agoda because we stayed in 2 different hotels. You have the chances to pay for your to book and pay later, so you can just print out the booking confirmation. You necessarily don't have to pay, because you might change your mind or find something better, cheaper, or different. So the best thing for you to do is print out your hotel booking and take it with you as well. So those are all the documents that you need, and make sure you have a photocopy of everything, colored, I would say, and take it with you. If you take all these things with you on the day of your appointment, trust me, you won't be delayed at all. They will attend to you, and within 2 hours max, you'll probably be out of there. And even if it's the VIP appointment that you just walk in to get an appointment, if you take all these things with you, you don't have to be going up and down. Because I had to go up and down because I didn't have all this information. When I got there, I had to go and look for a library and somewhere to take my passport photograph. Before then, I now had to come back before they now attended to me. They won't have attended to me even though that I went with my kids, because by the time I went back and did all those, time had already gone. But they were really kind and they've still attended to me. But saying that, I'm not going to say that will apply to everyone. So it is best for you to have all these documents with you when you go, and make sure that the date that you go is at least a month away from when you are going to travel, so you have enough time to get to hear back from them. So the visa application fee is £279 if you do it from the online portal. That's if you book your appointment online. But if you walk in the VIP, it is £379. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions or anything else you want to ask me about this, you can just drop a comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer. And I'm going to make another video to talk about our holiday, why we chose the hotels that we chose, and what I would have done differently if I had the chance to go again, and what I would do differently if I have the chance to go again, and also the things I learned from this holiday. I think that this will help you. And I think one thing I just need to quickly say, if you plan to go ahead with this, don't book hotel and don't book taxi from the hotel. They are usually more expensive. You can book your taxi through booking.com, or you can book your taxi when you get to Turkey. They have these yellow taxis, which is way cheaper than you will get it if you book it from here. So that's one thing I need to put out there. Then in the next video, I'll be talking about every other thing that has to do with the travel that could help you if you plan to go. So that's about it. So please share this video to anyone that you think would find this useful, and also don't forget to subscribe, and also like and share as well. Thank you so much. Bye for now.